Yes, so we are live on YouTube and welcome to Convo with Aish, another very interesting episode. अभी तक के सबको पता है, अगर किसी ने भी ये पॉडकास्ट देखा है, कि बहुत सारी हीलिंग मोडालिटीज हैं जो जिनमें से काफी सारी हमने कवर की है। बहुत सारे ऑकल्ट साइंस के एपिसोड्स हो गए हैं इन जिसमें एस्ट्रोलॉजी, न्यूमरोलॉजी, एंजल हीलिंग और बहुत सारी चीजें कवर्ड है। पर रेकी हमने अभी तक ये नहीं किया था। सो दिस अमेजिंग ह्यूमन केम इन टू माई लाइफ। डेल्ला राजेश, वेलकम मैम। So let me tell you a little bit about her क्योंकि पूरा तो बताना बहुत मुश्किल है. She has done a lot of things. So she is a Reiki grandmaster. She has 23 years of experience and उससे थोड़ी ही ज्यादा मेरी एज है. We were just talking about that. And she is a psychotherapist, hypnotherapist, numerologist, and many other healing modalities, possibly more than you know. So here she is to solve all our queries, or just to give you a setback, a background, I have talked to a lot of women, especially from my community, and a lot of people around, and I've gathered some amazing questions or queries जो आपके दिमाग में भी जरूर होंगी. So definitely watch this episode till the end. अगर करियर, रिलेशनशिप और इन जनरल लाइफ में आप कोई भी इशू से डील कर रहे हो, एंड इफ यू थिंक कि रेकी क्या है, कैसे काम करती है, किन किन चीजों पे अफेक्ट कर सकती है, देन दिस एपिसोड इज डेफिनेटली फॉर यू. एज का बैरियर वैसे भी हम कभी नहीं रखते हैं, सो जस्ट सिट बैक, एंजॉय, एंड डेफिनेटली टेल मी इन द कमेंट्स और क्या क्वेश्चंस आपके दिमाग में आते हैं. एंड एन अनाउंसमेंट कि क्योंकि मैम न्यूमरोलॉजी भी करती हैं, पर न्यूमरोलॉजी को हम इन डेप्थ में अगले एपिसोड में, जो आई थिंक इसके पहले भी लॉन्च हो जाएगा, विद अभिषेक मदान सर करेंगे, जिसमें 2025 के प्रॉपर प्रिडिक्शंस भी इंक्लूडेड है. सो डू वॉच आउट दैट एज वेल इफ यू आर ट्यून्ड इन इनटू दिस वीडियो. क्योंकि हो सकता है कि ये यूनिवर्स या फिर आपका लाइफ कोई आपको चांस या हिंट दे रही हो, बिकॉज ऐसे एपिसोड आर रेयर टू कम बाय. Okay, so now we can begin. For the people who do not have much of knowledge about occult sciences, Della ma'am, can you please start with telling कि रेकी एक्चुअली होता क्या है एंड ये कैसे काम करता है?
रेकी एक्चुअली न्यूमरोलॉजी ऑकल्ट होता है एंड रेकी इज अ ब्यूटीफुल हीलिंग टेक्निक.
परफेक्ट.
रेकी इज नथिंग बट द यूनिवर्सल एनर्जी जो हम कहते हैं ऊर्जा, प्राण ऊर्जा, ची. okay? And this beautiful divine energy, the way we have air around us, this divine energy is all around us. ये कभी भी आपकी या मेरी एनर्जी नहीं होती. This is universal energy. Now, this beautiful universal energy has the power to transform the vibrational frequency of anything that it touches. Okay. And how this works is our body is made up of 5 elements, right? Earth, water, fire, air, and ether, right? Now, out of these 5 elements, earth, water, fire, air are elements that you can experience with all your senses, right?
Right.
They are the gross elements.
Okay.
And what is space element?
Space is literally the universe around us.
हाँ, but क्या होता है? We so easily we say कि मेरे आसपास space है. We are in space. What is space?
Vacuum?
Vacuum. Okay, nice. So space, if I ask my son, when he was 4, I used to ask him, "Beta, what is space?" And he would say, "Mama, give me space." Right?
Okay.
Space is that element which holds the other 4 elements together and separates them from one another.
Okay.
If you look at, just think about this, when the scientist is looking into the, um, microscope and saying this much is an atom, this is the proton, this is the neuron, this is the electron. How does he know? एक कोई circumference होगी जिसको देखकर he is telling you कि ये इतना है. अब वो circumference कैसे बन रही? कुछ है जो उसको जोड़े हुए है ना. There is something that is holding it together. There is something that is holding one part together and another part together and separating these two. This element is space. So technically, if we look at our body, our human body, the earth element is space, because what is holding the earth together is space. The water element in our body, all your blood, hormones, is space. The air element is space. The Agni within us is space.
Wow. Never
So,
thought about it this way.
right? So everything within our human body and around us, our thoughts are space. We say na mental space,
Hmm.
emotional space. Thoughts are space, emotions are space, body is space,
Okay.
spirit is also space. So Reiki is that energy that has the power to transform this Akash Tattva within us. And
Wow.
when you hold a positive, pure intention and with detachment, I'm saying this again, with detachment, you surrender to the higher power of the universe, you surrender to this energy and allow the divine intelligence to take over with a positive intention. 100% this transformation happens. And when the space within you transforms, your thoughts, your emotions, your spirit, your chakras, your physical body, the circumstances around you, the kind of relationship situations that you attract, everything transforms because your mind transforms, your emotion transforms, your energy transforms, your action transforms. So, holistically, it has the power to technically heal your body, mind, and spirit.
Wow. Amazing. अब दिस इज द सिंप्लीफाइड वर्जन कि आपने बता दिया, बट अगेन इट्स अ वेरी डीप कॉन्सेप्ट टू एक्चुअली अंडरस्टैंड. सो इफ वी आर विजुअलाइजिंग, तो हमने जो वीडियोस देखे होंगे जहाँ पे रेकी होती है, सो इसमें ऐसा है कि यू डोंट टच, देयर इज नो डायरेक्ट कॉन्टैक्ट ऑफ द बॉडी, इट्स जस्ट ट्रांसफर ऑफ एनर्जीज.
हालांकि इसको टच हीलिंग कहा जाता है. लॉट ऑफ पीपल कॉल इट टच हीलिंग, but we don't really touch the body. Touch means you're sort of half an inch, 1 inch away from the body. What we are trying to do is this energy that is around us, which is omnipresent. I'm going to, when the attunement happens and the chakras of the palms are opened and activated, your ability to sense this energy starts getting activated. And when the attunement happens, you're connected to the divine portal. So we call it attunement. जो out of tune हो गए हैं हम, उसको हम फिर से अट्यून कर रहे हैं. जैसे हम चाइल्डहुड स्टेट में होते हैं ना, जैसे हम न्यू बॉर्न होते हैं, वी आर इन ट्यून विद द यूनिवर्स. फिर हम मेमोरी 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 के साथ हमारी ट्यूनिंग हिल जाती है. तो अट्यूनमेंट का मतलब सिर्फ इतना है कि हम फिर से जो हमारी सर्वश्रेष्ठ जो डिवाइन शक्ति है उसके साथ फिर से ट्यूनिंग बना लेते हैं.
वाओ, अमेजिंग.
And then you focus that energy, जब आप tuned हो, you focus that energy on a particular chakra and allow it to work specifically on that area of your life. So if you know a little bit of chakra science, you will understand कि हर chakra is related to certain areas of your life. अगर आपका मनी प्रॉब्लम है तो रूट चक्रा इज आउट ऑफ बैलेंस. अगर आपके रिलेशनशिप से ले हुए तो सेक्रल चक्रा इज आउट ऑफ बैलेंस. राइट.
राइट.
So every chakra has a certain, or even the minor chakras, there are 21 minor chakras that we work on very rigorously along with the 7 major ones. So we do focused work and holistic work together.
वाओ, दैट्स ब्यूटीफुल. इससे रिलेटेड एक और चीज है कि मैंने ऑनलाइन बहुत सारे वीडियोस देखे हैं जहाँ पे लोग ऑनलाइन रेकी कर रहे होते हैं. दे आर इन वीडियो फॉर अ लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स. यूट्यूब पर भी है, इंस्टाग्राम पर भी है. सो डज इट वर्क लाइक दैट ऑल्सो, कि एक जनरलाइज पर्सपेक्टिव से फॉर पर्टिकुलर मनी इशू और रिलेशनशिप इशू, पीपल आर ऑल्सो डूइंग इट फॉर अट्रैक्टिंग योर एक्स एंड ऑल ऑफ दोज थिंग्स. डज दिस हैपन? डज इट वर्क?
Okay, let me put it this way. एक जो प्रिस्क्रिप्शन की दवाई होती है एंड जो आप डॉक्टर के पास जाकर दवाई लेते हो, उसमें डिफरेंस होता है.
हम्म.
So what happens is actually in Reiki, my intention is pure. So I think कि हे रेकी शक्ति जो भी मेरा वीडियो देखे सबका भला हो. It's like an आशीर्वाद. Okay, my desire is that anybody who sees my video is blessed and is healed and is whole and is complete, and I'm allowing their energy to flow with the intent that जो भी देखे सब heal हो जाए. But how is that going to be? And how is that going to be when I see you, Ayushi, and I mentally connect through the symbol with you one-on-one? I sense your energy. I know exactly when I'm scanning you, where the problem is, so where I have to focus. And I heal specifically that part of you. And I do a lot of other conscious mindset work also because I know कि इस वाले चक्र में issue है. तो अगर ये चक्र में इश्यू है तो 1 2 3 सिम्टम्स हो सकते हैं, एंड आई आस्क यू आयुषी, ये वाली बात तो नहीं है?
Wow.
एंड देन यू टेल मी, हाँ मैम ये बहुत दिक्कत हो रही है, मैं बोल नहीं पा रही हूँ, मैं एक्सप्रेस नहीं कर पा रही हूँ, वट एवर द इश्यूज. And then we work with the mindset and with energy, focusing on those areas that need to be worked on to be healed. What is going to be more effective?
Got it.
रेकी कभी भी वन ऑन वन कनेक्ट, डिस्टेंस रेकी जरूर होती है, बट रेकी इज ऑलवेज डन एक्चुअली with even if we have never seen the person, we always ask name, age, location, picture. ये
Oh,
बेसिक होता है फॉर एनी हीलर टू बी एबल टू डू एनी काइंड ऑफ हीलिंग, बिकॉज इफ आई हैव नेवर सीन यू, आई डोंट इवन नो योर नेम, आई डोंट नो योर एज, आई डोंट नो वेयर यू आर एट, I how do I know which Ayushi am I even connecting to and which Ayushi am I healing?
correct. Makes sense. So there are many tangential questions before I forget all of them. Let me just ask कि एक तो ये कि does it also affect the healer when you're doing this? And आप जो बोल रहे थे कि like the problem, so you are able to sense as a healer with experience या आप proper detail लेते हो कि इस problem के लिए ही रेकी करवाना है, or is both ways?
Okay. ये दो questions हैं. So first I'm going to bust this myth. कभी भी किसी को रेकी देने से आप अफेक्ट नहीं हो सकते हो. डिवाइन एनर्जी cannot be so cruel that you're being kind and compassionate to someone else and it's going to start affecting you. कभी ऐसे हुआ है कि भगवान बोले आपने किसी की हेल्प करी मैं आपको ही पनिश कर दूं?
Nice.
What you're sensing, when you're sensing, see, if you are a good healer, and trust me, you are feeling, if you are able to feel a sensation, that means you're a damn good healer. If you are able to sense what is happening to another person in your palm when you are scanning the body, that means you have understood energy. Now, when this happens, you may feel that मैंने ऐसे scan किया, and sometimes people confuse heaviness with pain. Okay, suppose I put a lot of pressure here, like I put this too much energy, you can't see energy, so you don't understand कि क्या है, right? अगर मैं कुछ ये इसका weight रख दूं तो आप बोलोगे अच्छा ये light है ये heavy है, okay? But suppose you can't see this and there is a lot of energy and you're feeling the heaviness, you're going to tell me मैम मुझे pain हो रहा है. It's not pain. When this is happening, it is actually the flow of a lot of energy. And you're just feeling it in your body because it's flowing through you. The moment you wash your hands off, it's going to disappear like that.
Wow.
And again, people who have learned Reiki the correct way, they know how to protect themselves. पहले हम अपना ऑक्सीजन मास्क लगाएंगे, फिर हम सामने वाले का कुछ भी करेंगे. So if you've learned it the correct way, you know how to protect yourself. Then you will channel, you will sense, you will feel exactly सामने वाले की body में कहाँ पे channel करना है, where is the issue. You may feel tingling sensation, light sensation, pulsation, heaviness. All of those are different experiences. And as you do more, you will understand what each experience means also. That is when you go a little deeper. So that means you're good. Now coming to the fact कि अगर आप negative, क्या आप negative feel करोगे या नहीं? Now my question to you is, you're sitting in this very good mood, in a very pleasant ambience, and you're smiling away on the camera. And now suppose I come and I'm very angry with you, or I'm very angry with myself, and or I'm very sad, I'm very depressed, I'm very lonely, and I come and I keep on releasing my energy upon, keep on shouting. When you go back from here, how are you going to feel?
No. हो सकता है कि एक बार दो बार इग्नोर भी कर दे, बट समवेयर समहाउ इट विल अफेक्ट.
Right? So what happens is actually our aura is so beautiful. You just walk past somebody who is very happy, and you just suddenly see ab bina wajah khush ho jaoge.
Exactly.
And you just walk past someone who is very depressed, you will feel that energy sucked out of you. This is natural law of nature. With or without Reiki, if you meet that person, you are going to feel that way. Now, there are some healers who may not have learned how to protect themselves properly. कभी कभी हो जाता है कि कुछ चीजें हम miss out करते हैं. Now, if you have not done that, And from morning to night, you're going to meet as a therapist, as a life coach, you're going to meet people, are very happy people going to come to you. मेरे लाइफ में कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है बट मैं थेरेपी के लिए.
Yeah,
So you're going to have people who have problems and they will be in a low state of energy. Sometimes you may feel it. And if
right.
you're not protected yourself, definitely you will feel it. But that is irrespective of Reiki. इसमें Reiki का कोई काम नहीं. In fact, when you're doing Reiki, actually, I tell all my students, do not ever decline a Reiki request, because when you heal someone, when you're working with someone, you're also karmically healing a part of yourself that is connected to that person. कोई भी आपके जीवन में बिना वजह नहीं आता है, बिना कार्मिक कनेक्शन के नहीं आता है. सो इफ वी आर मीटिंग हियर टुडे, देन वी आर कार्मिकली कनेक्टेड, वी हैव सम बिजनेस टू कंप्लीट, राइट?
Wow.
तो वो आपके साथ बिजनेस कंप्लीट करने आया है. यू हैव सच अ ब्यूटीफुल अपॉर्चुनिटी. आप हीलिंग के थ्रू कर सकते हो, या फिर करो
Right.
कर्मा काटो, अलग तरह से कर्मा काट सकते हो, वो भी ऑप्शन है.
Makes sense.
Isn't this seva like a beautiful option to clear our karmic baggage and heal that part of, if you've done open, you understand we're all connected, right? To heal
That
that you which is connected to me, which has caused that pain in you and me. Same thing is Reiki. When you're doing healing for, if you work with me, with my energies, your energies are also going to heal.
perfect. Beautifully explained. And this is exactly what was going through my mind, that when you do Ho'oponopono EFT also, same thing is there. Ki when you're healing someone else, something inside you also heals. That's for sure. And of course, karmic debts so heavy. That is why we are here. Awesome. Perfect. So a little bit more about Reiki, that you said, if you have, learned it the right way. So are there multiple ways of learning it, या एक universally proper protocol चलता है? And what are the steps? If you can just give a brief.
So Reiki is unfortunately not like a structured university kind of thing. अभी तक ये नहीं शुरू हुआ है. Every master does their own certification. Every master will have their own processes, their own things that I have personally myself learned under so many people and had so many experiences with so many healers. I have, and plus I'm a psychotherapist also. So with my hypnotherapy, psychotherapy experience, I have certain processes that I do differently. Now each Reiki master will do their own thing, but इसमें क्या हो जाता है? Somehow uh, I see there is a stark difference between modern day Reiki and the traditional Reiki जैसे हमने सीखा था. Like you see a lot of people जो online बहुत सारे modules आते हैं, you're doing it, and I've seen level 1, level 2, फटाफट एक के साथ एक. In traditional Reiki, actually, it does not work like that. You cannot get your level 2 attunement unless you have completed your complete 21-day healing. 90 मिनट की healing आप जब अपने शरीर पे खुद करते हो, you go through one cycle of cleansing. Then you are actually ready for the symbols.
Makes sense.
So, between traditional Reiki and modern day Reiki, there are quite a few differences. Even today, you see the Reiki music, there's only 24 points. जबकि हम 28 पॉइंट करते हैं. So what happens to those four chakras that are missing out? They don't
Right.
need healing. Some of those chakras are where our conscious, subconscious beliefs are limiting beliefs that are not even visible are existing. Is that not important to heal?
सबसे important तो वही है.
So, uh, so there are points which do get missed out, but it's okay. There are people who do 11 point also, 21 point also, 24 point also. सबके अलग अलग होते हैं, and each one is right in their own way, because some clients may not want to not have the liberty of 90 minutes. It's all fine, but yes, there will be differences. I would suggest if you truly want to heal, go to a traditional Reiki master. Any Reiki. There are still lot of traditional Reiki masters who still stick to the technique, the way it is done, with a little more discipline. It means a little more discipline and a few more extra steps. But yes, you will heal faster, better, deeper if you follow the process to the T.
Wow. Amazing. So basically हमें पूछ लेना चाहिए कि what kind of Reiki have you learned to practice from? But jokes apart, let's dive a little bit into your journey कि you have 23 of years of experience and that definitely counts. कोई चीज़ जब आप even if you are doing it for 23 months बहुत सारी चीजें आप अलग सीख लेते हो, that is generally going around like trends. So how did your journey actually start? And not just Reiki, you have done a lot of modalities. So one thing is for sure, you don't choose them, they choose you. ये तो मैंने अभी तक समझ लिया है with multiple healers and everything, and personally also experienced a few of them. हालांकि मेरी journey just शुरू हुई है. But how was yours?
So I think I was in my first year junior college,
Wow.
just out of my 10th. And we were all a group of, you know, friends. And one of us, his mother is a Reiki grandmaster. So casually he said, my mother teaches Reiki, and do you want to learn? So all of us were a group, and we said, chalo, theek hai, kar lete hain. And we were all part of road track, so we wanted to explore the world, try new things, understand new professions, new things. So हमने सोचा चलो ये क्या है? Let us go and explore. So we did the seminar, and we came back, and just it happened. As you said, Reiki chose me. I was lucky to be there that moment. Um, and a lot of us moved on. I also moved on with my personal career and everything, but somehow they struck a deep chord, and I continued with it silently. और तब क्या है ना, कॉलेज में हम बताते नहीं हैं, because it was like, oh, it's not so cool, right? You don't want to talk that you want to look like the school, college, young, uh,
Cool kids, it's
cool kid.
taboo topic.
Right. So, but silently deep within, I think it really resonated, and I kept doing it, without too much, uh, you know, attention to it, maybe. And then there were times where, I somehow met a lot of healers also. ऐसे हो जाता है कि, somehow I was always surrounded with people who are into healing and tarot and all of this. तो कोई बोलता मुझे असिस्ट करोगी, हाँ असिस्ट करूंगी, बिकॉज अगेन वी नेवर हैड सो मच पॉकेट मनी ऑल्सो कि नए नए कोर्सेज करें. सो कोई भी हीलर है एंड दे वुड से असिस्ट करोगी, हाँ ओके मैं आ जाऊंगी. सो आई वुड टर्न अप देयर. एंड I remember my first case was, first time I touched a rape victim. I was so nervous because वो cheeky. And I didn't know that touch is such a sensitive thing. Touch can be such a sensitive thing after going through that kind of trauma. बच्चे थे, पता नहीं था. And through that, I understood what is pain. Seeing so many people going through so much of stuff and so much of trauma and so much of, so much of depth of emotion. And that is something that I don't know. I just went flowing into it. And in 2007, I had a personal crisis where I slipped into depression. My loved ones watching me in that state slipped into depression. And then I met another beautiful Reiki master. I somehow lost touch with my earlier one. And, thoda time to kiya. And then she asked me one fine day, she said, do you want to live like this? And is this what you want to give to your family? That people will suffer because of you. And that was the moment where I was a little shaken, and I said, no, this cannot happen. And I have to do something. And this will never happen again, neither to me, nor to anyone else. So then, मैंने जुनून से शुरू किया, and I would do 6 hours of Reiki, traveling all the way up from, my way from home to office was almost 2.5, 3 hours by cab in Bombay. Like बारिश के season में तो you get stuck.
Wow.
So 6 hours of Reiki, morning and evening, and then at night, all night I would whatever time, and then free time in office, every moment I would get. I think that was a time where I thought कि मेरे पास और कोई रास्ता ही नहीं. Like everything else had failed for me. Everything else had failed, and I knew this was the only source of power for myself. And I think in 6 months I was out. The people I love who were affected were out without a single pill, without anything, without anything. So that is where, of course, I did do therapy with my Reiki master, and we did a whole lot of work. That's where I was also exposed to so many other things, open, and a lot of other therapies. And then my journey began. So I continued to do assist, help around, learn, read more about it. Then finally, I realized that, if I have to do this, I need to also get my psychology certification. So I did my MSc in psychology. And then I, I specialize in a lot of other fields, CBT, REBT, all of that. When you get deeper into that space, you know, uh, yeah, that's I think how my journey began. And
What was your age when you became a grandmaster?
I became a grandmaster, I think maybe 6 years back, yeah, 5, 6 years back. But I had always been into it, and this is the beauty of traditional Reiki. My Reiki master has made one grandmaster under her. In her journey of 21 years, she identified one person.
Wow.
I was very lucky, and कभी हमारे मन में भी नहीं आया कि हम पूछे. So when she said I was ready, I was ready. uh, till she, I mean, I never had that thing कि अच्छा, I had the thought कि मुझे करना है कभी कभी ना कभी I will do it, but this is how it was, my connect with her. So one fine day she said, now you're ready, अब तुम कर सकते हो. So I said, अच्छा ठीक है, आप सिखाओगे मैं करूँगी. So,
Amazing. Wow. I literally got lost in your story. It's beautiful. Okay, but other than Reiki, you also have a lot of knowledge, depth, experience of a lot of modalities. जो I think समझना भी for a beginner is next to impossible for people who have not experienced it or who do not have the knowledge about it. So how do you combine these modalities for, like you said, the modern day era? And कुछ अगर आपके community के कोई shocking experiences if you can share, and then we'll dive a little deeper into one by the one.
yes, so how we combine. So I've always done integrated therapy because uh, Reiki is energy work, and then there is psychotherapy is the conscious cognitive mindset work, and hypnotherapy is where you work on the subconscious mind. When you go a little deep into a state of meditation, हम बोलते हैं ना, touching the subconscious. तुर्यावस्था में जब हम होते हैं. So when you are in that state, and in that state you put a positive suggestion, or it's very easy to identify the root cause of pain. It's very easy to um, replace and cognitively restructure a negative pattern or toxic pattern or thought or belief when you are in the state of the subconscious mind. And so hypnotherapy for the subconscious, conscious mind के लिए cognitive, REBT, all the psychotherapy techniques, and Reiki and chakra work and mudra work for the energy body. When you take care, and I use numerology as a base. Whenever I get the client, my first session is, what is your number? Because it helps me understand their underlying personality, their struggles, their hidden talents. कभी कभी आपको पता ही नहीं है कि आपके पास क्या strengths हैं. So when I
Wow.
when I go through that, I understand, and it helps me know a lot about the person, and helps me help them better because I know exactly what their hidden strengths are. If I know that this is not your way of working, why would I use that therapy for you? If I know this is how you learn faster, I'm going to use exactly that which works for you, right? So start with occult, and then there is the energy work with Reiki, Mudra, Chakra, breath work, yoga, all of this. And then we do cognitive work, the psychotherapy techniques, that is your normal CBT, REBT, solution focused therapy.
The psychological
Yeah, hypnotherapy for
part.
subconscious mind, NLP for subconscious mind. So when you put them all together, that becomes a little more holistic approach, I would say. Helps the individual heal faster. So I've seen cases of domestic violence, divorce cases, so many women from the journey of going through marital sexual abuse or marital domestic abuse to actually helping them understand. पहले तो समझ भी नहीं आता कि toxic है, and to help them understand where they are, then to help them decide, because as a therapist, it's not my role to tell you to be or not to be in it. So helping the person get clarity. From clarity, then comes the self-esteem, because clarity hai, but himmat nahi hai. So clarity, then self-esteem, then comes courage, then taking them from that stage of courage to the stage of action. Courage है but action नहीं ले सकते, procrastination हो रहा है, suffering है, comfort zone है, child is scared. Then helping them come from that state of action to actually helping them move out, and then rebooting their life literally to say now you have to be financially stable. You have, I mean, some of them have kids and responsibilities to take care of. So complete financial independence, emotional independence, building resilience, and then starting afresh. And now I have an invitation in my hand uh, for the second marriage. So, and I have had three of such cases, two cases where finally after 2-3 years of struggle, you know, the divorces finally happened. That is also a journey, and I have one person who is, I have the card in my hand. We've had cancer reversal situations,
Wow.
and we've had grief. Uh, I won't say grief reversal; it's a very odd thing, but
Yeah.
helping someone completely come out of grief. And now today she's ready to empower others who could have hit a similar situation in their life. So contemplating whether she wants to become a healer or a coach or start her own NGO. She's still in that, in the process of identifying. But the fact that, from a state of extreme grief and an extreme dip in life to come to this point where, you're ready to help the world.
It's huge.
There's a lot of
You
beautiful.
can have water if you have it around.
No, I think I'm good for now.
Okay, that's good. Wow. So this is literally life transforming in very deep because जैसे कि आपने पूरा stage बता दिए कि just to take that one action you have to go through a whole process, and because you have the integration of so many things, it's a brilliant combination. So this is very rare actually. I have not seen something like this, especially combining like there are combinations of numerology, astrology, vastu, and reiki, but combining it with the psychological therapy and hypnotherapy, that is uh, one level up, like something else. You can't even put it into category.
It is like this, Ayushi. Your clients teach you,
Right.
because when you're dealing with a case and you're totally invested in, and you want to do everything in your power to support the person holistically and help them thrive. The mind is constantly thinking, what do I do, what do I do, what do I do, what do I do to move her from here to here. So when you are in that process of trying to figure out, you automatically understand these are the gaps. अगर मुझे ये आता ना तो मैं ये कर लेती. And then when you realize that, then you quickly pull yourself up and learn and read about it and understand about it, and then maybe pick up a course, assist someone, learn it practically, and karte 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 you will know that that is another thing, another feather added to your cap. Slowly, that's how I learned, and I'm sure every therapist learns that way. You learn from your clients, you learn from your students.
Yeah,
Very
that is
few.
so true. So just when you're explaining about this, toxic relationship thing, I've been talking to like literally, I have covered I think 100 plus women as of now, just to understand what problems they are going through. Just like a survey, I really wanted to understand what is happening around. So most of the women my age, they were like, we are constantly either running away from relationships or jumping into toxic relationships one after the other. And they're like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but I'm constantly attracting the similar kind of people in my life. So one question, इनमें से कौन सी modalities are the correct way जिससे आप इस scenario या situation को approach करोगे, and then maybe a generalized feedback.
Okay. Toxic relationship pattern can be an outcome of many things. It can be an outcome of your childhood trauma.
Yeah.
That is the first question I ask. पापा के साथ रिश्ता कैसा है? मम्मी के साथ रिश्ता कैसा है?
Right.
Because your reflection, your relationship with any gender, male or female, is going to be a reflection of your relationship with the parent soul. So your mother is the connect to your feminine energy. मतलब जैसा आपका रिश्ता आपकी मदर के साथ है, just observe. Of course, there will be few exceptions, but there will be similar patterns. आप थोड़ा सा ध्यान से देखेंगे तो कुछ patterns ऐसी होगी जो आपके और आपकी माँ के बीच जो है connect, उसी तरह से आपके और भी ladies के साथ होंगी. So I always tell people, if you don't get along with your mother, you're going to have problems with the mother-in-law also.
Oh wow,
And
then I'm
someday
safe.
you'll have it with your daughter also.
Oh wow, this is
So
deep.
better get back and heal that one with your mother, because it's going to help you heal a lot more and make your life a lot more simpler and easier for you.
And this also include like your beliefs, how you perceive your father and mother, and how angry or maybe uh, let's just say not satisfied you are with your parents. It includes all of this.
Yes. And there are a lot of facets to this. Again, I'm not here to say that parents are at fault. Please understand, parents are also victims.
Correct.
उनके साथ जैसे उनके पेरेंट्स ने जैसे वहां से वो उनको मिला है अपब्रिंगिंग, या जो उनकी स्ट्रगल्स रही है, वही वो आपको पास ऑन कर रहे हैं. दे डू नॉट नो एनी बेटर, बिकॉज इफ एनी पेरेंट न्यू एनी बेटर, दे वुड डू एवरीथिंग इन देयर पावर टू मेक योर लाइफ सो ब्यूटिफुल.
Correct.
There is no parent who wants to traumatize a child knowingly. Yes, they may be struggling and they may not know how to handle it. So maybe they give you, a part of the pain spilled over. Unfortunate, sad for us. But let's
Right.
not, see it as a blame game. Rather, we help our parents heal, we help our relationship
Yeah.
with them heal, and then we move on to, the other relationships.
Yeah. And this is a tough thing to understand because people keep following those patterns, the blame game and complaining, like you said, and eventually they forward it to their kids also. And then it's a whole generational trauma journey that someone in the generation will stop and heal and go back.
Now, it's not only always parents. There can be many other factors. There is the epigenetics also that happens. The socio environment, what you experience, what you attracted, your karmic clearances with so many people. आप भी जो जन्मे हो, आप ऐसे थोड़ी जन्मे हो. You have amazing karmic relationships which you have, invited into this life. There are transactions you need to go through, no matter what. जो आपका संचित कर्मा है, has become prarabdha. So whatever is your prarabdha, you have to go through it. Now, how well
How will you define this word? मैंने कहीं जगह सुना है but मैं इसका कोई भी proper definition pinpoint नहीं कर पाई अब तक. So how do you define prarabdha as?
so Sanchit is your accumulated karma. Now,
Okay.
out of this Sanchit karma, there is a certain when we take birth as a soul, before the birth, we decide इस जन्म में मुझे इतना clear करना है.
We decide
We decide who
as in the soul.
as a soul, we decide कि मुझे इतना clear करना है. This is what I want to sort of work on in this lifetime. The soul takes the call. There's no one outside of you who is doing it for you.
Wow.
So we decide, it's our choice. Based on that, we decide the souls who will be in our complete inner circle. So सबसे पहले हम अपना जन्म decide करते हैं. So we choose the parent souls. So that is also your choice. You can't sit and blame कि अरे parents से toxic आया. No, you chose the path because you chose the lessons you wanted to learn through them, and they are actually the two souls who have volunteered to help you learn those lessons.
Wow.
Same is with your spouse. We say जन्म मरण और लगन हम पहले से लिखवा कर लाते हैं. लिखवाता है मतलब कौन हम ही लिख रहे हैं ना.
Damn. Now you have opened a completely different dimension, and this is exactly what I wanted to come out because this conversation, very few people would actually understand. Please go on.
Yeah. So then prarabdha is how much you decide. Now, even after this prarabdha, so there are a lot of people who will say, अच्छा प्रारब्ध तो मेरा है ही, तो मेरा जो कर्म है, जो होना है तो होता ही है. Why should I take action? No. Part of this prarabdha is about कुछ है जो आपको bear करना ही पड़ेगा. There is no choice. There also, when you do your sadhana, when you meditate, when you do your inner work, when you're doing your Reiki, whatever form of spirituality you follow, religious ho ya spiritual ho, jaisa bhi, with all of your positive karma and all of your inner work, you can, अगर ऐसा है, हम कहते हैं ना कृपा कमाई जाती. There's nothing called luck in life. Luck is a baseless word. Luck is something which if you do not understand कहाँ से आया, तो we call it luck. So it is called kripa. इन इंडिया वी कॉल इट कृपा, और कृपा हम कमाते हैं. हाउ डू वी अर्न?
Blessings.
वी अर्न थ्रू योर कर्मा, through the good words, through good intention, through good thoughts, and through your through kindness and through other devotional stuff जो हम कहते हैं ना, साधना, सेवा and satsang. So in part of sadhana is your meditation, value, breath work, pranayam. All of that is different forms of sadhana. Reiki, प्राणिक, ऑल ऑफ दैट इज डिफरेंट फॉर्म्स ऑफ साधना. आपकी जितनी ज्यादा सॉलिड साधना है, जितनी सॉलिड सेवा है, जितना सॉलिड आप सत्संग मीन्स नॉलेज, विजडम, द डिवाइन डिवाइन विजडम. सो जितना सॉलिड आपका साधना सेवा सत्संग है, दैट इज व्हाट हेल्प्स यू अर्न दैट फ्रेम ऑफ माइंड एंड दैट डिवाइन ग्रेस. एंड विद द हेल्प ऑफ दैट डिवाइन ग्रेस, इवन जो आपको 100% काटना ही है, दैट ऑल्सो वी से ना, जो अगर बड़ा सा पत्थर लगना है तो तिनका बन के वो चुभना तो है, इट हैज टू टच यू. दैट इज योर कर्मा, यू डिसाइडेड यू आर गोइंग टू गो थ्रू इट. But with the power of Reiki, what can hurt me so much, Reiki will give me that support system. वो तो होगा जो होना है, बट मेरा सपोर्ट सिस्टम इतना सॉलिड होगा कि मेरी प्रॉब्लम आने के पहले मेरी सेफ्टी नेट नीचे है, तो बोलेंगे गिरो, कोई बात नहीं, हम हैं. That is the power of your sadhana or the seva that you do. That is the power of grace.
Wow.
Then there is one more part of your prarabdha which is controllable, which is subject to your free will, and that defines the karma of your next life.
Oh, so that means our next lives are definitely changeable. That is still in our hands.
Yes. तो हम बोलते हैं ना, circumstances that you are born with. तो हम जब एस्ट्रोलॉजिस्ट बोलते हैं इसके साथ तो आप पैदा हुए, करेक्ट है, हम उसके साथ बॉर्न हुए, बट उसके साथ मैं क्या करती हूँ ये मेरा चॉइस है. And if somebody even says there is 1% chance, I would say dive into it and take it, because 1% chance for a powerful soul is a huge, phenomenal possibility of success. So if your sadhana is strong, you can overcome, accomplish, manifest, change, bring about a shift. So don't think, "Arey, ye to meri kundli." You can change.
Wow. मजा आ गया. I literally had no idea this would go this deep. Like, I'm always almost having goosebumps now. काफी हटके conversation हो गया. Okay, my questions have ran out of the window, but okay, let me dive in again. So basically, we're talking about hypnotherapy. So एक तो कि ओके साइकोलॉजिकली जो साइकोथेरेपी की बुक्स पढ़ी है उसके हिसाब से हम लोग साइकोथेरेपी करते हैं, बट हिप्नोथेरेपी के बारे में आई थिंक जनरल ऑडियंस को इंक्लूडिंग मी नॉलेज थोड़ा कम ही है. तो पहले तो हिप्नोथेरेपी से हम क्या क्या चीजें ट्रीट कर सकते हैं?
हिप्नोथेरेपी हमें कब यूज करनी चाहिए?
या बेटर.
हिप्नोथेरेपी इज टू बी यूज्ड व्हेन यू वांट टू, जैसे आपको एडिक्शन है, मुझे पता है मुझे नहीं करना है ना, दैट इज व्हाई यू कम टू द थेरेपिस्ट आल्सो. मतलब आपको कॉन्शियसली पता है आपको नहीं करना है. देयर इज अ सर्टेन पैटर्न, लाइक यू आर ऑलरेडी अवेयर कि मेरा प्रोक्रेस्टिनेशन प्रॉब्लम, मेरा, देयर आर लिमिटिंग बिलीव्स, देयर आर रिजिड पैटर्न्स, देयर आर रिपीटिंग पैटर्न्स इन आवर लाइफ व्हिच वी डोंट अंडरस्टैंड कि अभी कहाँ से आ रहा है, क्यों बार बार मेरे, से you ask, when you start asking the question why me, hypnotherapy. Because if you're repeating a pattern over and over and over again, there is something deep in your subconscious that is uh, subconsciously attracting that to you, and that will be somewhere deeply connected to certain memories. Everything is memory. There cannot be a thought without memory. If you look at it as pure psychology, just looking at it as science, थॉट कहाँ से आए? अगर कोई मेमोरी ही नहीं, सपोज मैं आपकी सारी मेमोरीज इरेज कर दूं, इंग्लिश की भी मेमोरी इरेज कर दूं, लैंग्वेज की भी मेमोरी इरेज कर दो, पता ही नहीं है कि क्या है इंग्लिश, व्हाट आर यू लेफ्ट विथ?
Right, so we are literally a newborn baby then again, starting from the beat.
Then you just have senses, and the moment you have senses you will have a memory created.
Oh, okay.
राइट? अगर मैं, मेरे सेंस है, आई कैन टच, दिस इज अ मेमोरी.
Hmm. Right, then you start right from the basic senses.
राइट? So
Right.
the, in every microsecond there are so many memories that are being created, and each memory can lead you to a thought. Now these amazing memories are repeated over and over again, getting jumbled with each other. अगर मैं कहूँ कि Ayushi, this thing happened, it didn't work for me, then someone else tells you this didn't work for you, then someone else tells you this didn't work for them. Now what will happen? Ayushi will say, ये तो बहुत सारे लोगों के लिए काम ही नहीं करता, ये ट्राई करना भी है क्या नहीं,
अब वो बिलीफ बन गया.
right? So anything that is that comes from personal experience or that comes from repeat uh, awareness,
Yeah.
चाहे वो सच है झूठ है, आपने वैलिडेट ही नहीं किया, आपने सिर्फ उसको सुना है कहीं,
Yeah.
but it has now become a memory. Now this, if it combines with a terrible traumatic experience in your life, this will become a belief, and it
Very
will become
strong
a
one.
deep rooted traumatic belief. अब जब ये belief बन रहा है ना, तब आसपास क्या sensations हो रहे हैं उस पर ध्यान रखना है, because all of that is powerful enough to become a trigger. For example, I had a client who was a rape victim. Now, while this whole thing was going on, and this was within the family, so मोगरा रखा हुआ था घर में, normal jasmine flowers रखे. Now, she's out of the thing, she's out of the trauma, she's ready for new relationship, she's dating people, but that mogra doesn't go. The moment she smells jasmine anywhere, wherever she is, the moment she gets that smell, it re-triggers that. So she will start getting that. She will start closing up. She will start getting scared. She will start perspiring. She will freeze. Because while she was a teenager, this smell was present when that deep traumatic event happened in her life. So these are subtle triggers. So आपको तो पता भी नहीं है कि क्या triggers हैं,
And
right?
this can be reversed through hypnotherapy.
Yes. When we go into hypnotherapy, we regress. We go into the moment, we go into that memory, we understand the root cause of the problem, we understand the trigger, then we understand why that is a traumatic trigger. And then we start to do rational, a little bit of rational thought, and then we induce a positive suggestion.
Suggestion.
And it's not that the hypnotherapist will induce, we help the client to only reverse it.
Got it.
क्या क्या हर बार जब जैस्मिन अराउंड था तब ट्रोमैटिक था? So when the person starts to reason and understands and agrees, so we work together and we replant and reboot, we rewire the subconscious with a positive belief. And ये ऐसे चुटकी में नहीं होता है, like how it's shown on YouTube and so many other places. Hypnotherapy is also a process. We do it again and again and again till that belief or till that memory goes deeper and deeper and deeper. And the more you go into it, the faster you heal. It can also heal chronic pain. Okay, even physical pain. There are cases where hypnotherapy has been able to minimize the sensation. It's there.
Because ultimately it's neurons.
Yes, it's the pain is there in the body. It's not going to, but the way you feel it and the way you look at it and the way you see it, it's going to change when your subconscious is habit breaking, addictions,
Yeah, that was my next question. Like phobia and addictions.
phobia. Addictions. Phobia is very, actually hypnotherapy is beautiful for phobia because we combine hypnotherapy with exposure therapy, where you in that within hypnotherapy only you expose कि अब ये हुआ, चलो you faced it, whatever,
Oh,
चलो you face. We face a little more and a little more and a little more, and every time we take the person into the subconscious, we help them see a little more. फिर क्या हो, फिर क्या, नहीं कुछ नहीं. So that is how we slowly help. It's a slow, steady, gentle process, but we reprogram the subconscious with a new belief system. That is hypnotherapy. It feels
amazing.
like a guided meditation only. जैसे आप बहुत सारे guided meditation सुनते हो, you listen to your
Huh.
therapist voice.
Many people are scared of it just
नहीं, it's
because
very
of the
soothing.
name.
It's very soothing. It's you start with body relaxation. जैसे अब हम योग निद्रा करते हैं. Like
Correct.
PMR, right? Progressive muscle relaxation. So we start with gentle relaxation. You're relaxing, you're breathing deep, you go deeper, and then you reach your subconscious. And any hypnotherapist will not take you in a state which is traumatic for you. They only take you to a point which is comfortable enough for you to touch and come back. So if we sense that this is becoming very, it's not comfortable for the person, then we bring the person out of it. Very simple. But if I feel that you're having a good emotional release and this is going to help you just release that burden today, then we go a little deeper, we allow it to go. And when you come out of it, you feel a little more lighter. You feel like, I've had clients who told me, ऐसे लगा कि मेरे छाती पे से 10 किलो का weight निकल गया. Just in those 30 minutes of, in that state. So again, it's very beautiful. It's amazing to work with the subconscious mind, and it's very safe. And I'm sure any hypnotherapist is going to be very loving and very gentle and very mindful, because the whole objective is to help you heal and to help you feel better and help you recover better from the root cause of the problem. नहीं तो आप ऊपर ऊपर से बैंडेड लगाओगे, अंदर की प्रॉब्लम heal नहीं होगी.
Which is what most of the people are doing in their daily lives. Quick question. Uh, the time duration of recovering through hypnotherapy will differ from person to person depending on the how deep the root cause or the trauma is,
Yeah.
right? Okay. Now, do you combine it with inner child healing, or that is a separate thing altogether, or how do you work with that?
Sometimes yes, and sometimes no. Inner child healing itself is a deep process, a deep modality where we get into the nitty-gritties and understanding of where the inner child is wounded. So we
Hmm.
go down deep into the roots, the childhood, and every experience. But doing it along with hypnotherapy is very beautiful, because when you do it through with along with regression, you're able to see it so much deeper, and even the client is able to express it so much better, because they are in the state where they can vividly see it or remember it very clearly. So the memories become sharper, and it's easier to also work with it because they are in that state. So yes, it's very powerful to do it together. Sometimes we do, but inner child healing can also be done separately, and it's
Separate.
very beautiful modality, very beautiful way of healing from the root.
Okay. So for the general audience who are maybe not that open to these modalities, so can you just suggest some general things that they can incorporate in their daily lifestyle from whatever you have learned with your amazing 23 years of experience?
Okay. My basic advice to anyone is, I would say, one, build a safety net around you. What I mean by that is, in today's digital world, I see everybody constantly on their phones,
Oh,
where everything is a real relationship. There is no real relationship.
true.
Okay. And I have had clients and, people saying that also in so many words that, मैम reality भी कोई खड़ा नहीं रहता. हर फैमिली अपने आप में होता है. And even within the family, I will see people saying, अरे कोई किसी के लिए थोड़ी खड़ा होता है. Life तो अपनी अपनी होती है. Now this, when we are in this state of disconnect, uh, crisis सबके life, it's not possible that we don't face it. Now, whether it's you or your loved ones, if you do not have a connect and you're not able to share your day to day, I would say share your day to day, uh, pattern or routine, whatever happened. It actually just try it. It feels so nice when somebody walks in and you ask them, how was your day? And you really genuinely want to listen, keeping your phone and everything else aside, and you build that 10-minute connect with your loved ones, and a little more beyond the family. I just don't be restricted to family. Have a support system of people around you who you can connect to it, where you will not be judged. And it's okay to be judged. Initially आपको लगेगा कि अरे सभी तो जज करें. It's okay, कर लेने दो, but at least have your safety net around you where you can talk and share, because as long as you share, there will be someone somewhere who will have, may not be able to personally help, but at least have a connect to some resource who can help in times of crisis. The second thing is, if it goes beyond a point, please consult a therapist. Don't be your own doctor. हर चीज के लिए एक स्पेशलिस्ट होता है. So please go ahead, touch base with someone who is equipped to really help you. And then for generic health, exercising or walking, some kind of physical activity, some kind of little element of humor in your life, relationships is an important area of life. And any one kind of uh, grounding technique that is your um, source for your spirit. Any one thing, whatever you connect with, whatever modality, आपको yoga पसंद है, प्रार्थना पसंद है, prayer पसंद, whatever, any one thing which keeps your spirit grounded and solid. Relationships, little bit of physical exercise, having a safety net of support system around you, and going to the therapist or someone equipped to help you if you're in trouble. These are the 5 things I would say we must keep in mind. बाकी सब हम उसके हेल्प से सॉर्ट कर सकते.
Beautiful. So you earlier mentioned integrated karmic healing. So can you emphasize a little bit more on that? Sorry, I'm going in a rapid fire phase now
No
because I
problem.
literally want to know so much, and we definitely will have to do another episode of this advanced version, but still.
Right. So, because I do so much of integrated therapy, I've designed, a module. In fact, I would say 3 levels, where in each level I combine 5 therapies together to go deeper into karmic healing. Ho'oponopono being a constant. But Ho'oponopono, I will not call it a Ho'oponopono workshop, because Ho'oponopono is one part of it. It's an
Hmm.
important part of it, forgiveness. But along with Ho'oponopono, there are multiple forgiveness techniques, actually. There are multiple therapies that can help you reach that state deeper, faster. And बहुत सारे लोग बोलते रहते हैं, they keep chanting the Ho'oponopono, but actually the shift is not happening inside. So they say, I'm saying forgive, forgive, but I'm not able to forgive, right? So when we do it with integrated therapy, it helps you reach not the state of just forgiveness, but also gaining forgiveness from that soul. So without meeting the person, when you are in a situation where it's embarrassing or it's tough or it's a difficult or tough conversation, sometimes we don't even want to meet the person, right? So if you are in a situation like that and you want to, on a soul to soul level, in the subconscious, connect and heal, gain, receive forgiveness, and cut cords and completely set yourself and the person free. Then there are these level 1, 2, and 3. There are 3 beautiful modules where in each module I cover different therapies put together. These are just pure hypnotic meditations. But as I said, within that process, there will be a lot of other stuff that also will be done.
Amazing. This is like another type of thing. This is something very, very new and very advanced. And I'm getting more and more curious just by talking to you. Now I want to know everything more and I want to experience a lot of these. So definitely after the podcast, we'll also try some things. But the general questions that I got from the community and the people is most of us, I think we have already covered. But as I saw your Instagram, it's emotional and financial independence for women is what you focus on the most. So, why do you think it is important and how much? And how much can it change the life of a woman? Because I feel very strongly about the same issue. And it is an issue even still after so much of women empowerment and everything and the feminism facade. But still, it is an issue and it is a problem. So, how do you cater to it?
So actually, though I work with a lot of women and I've written, empowerment for women, but I think emotional resilience, emotional independence, and financial independence, irrespective of your gender,
Yeah, true.
every single individual, it is the base. It is extremely, extremely, extremely essential. Without that, अगर दोनों में से एक भी rocky है, then life is going to be a little shaky. Okay. And actually, when you're in a turmoil, अगर आप देखो, if you're financially not independent, emotionally आप automatically disrupt हो जाएगा.
Mm,
You're emotionally not stable, financially
correct.
you will end up disrupting it eventually.
True.
Because जब हम अपने रिश्ते खराब करते हैं तो automatically work life में भी affect,
Affected.
right? Now, the kind of I get a lot of women who are naturally, I get a lot of women who are struggling with anxiety, stress, toxic relationship patterns, procrastination, addiction, something to do with either the self, self-worth, and toxicity somewhere is
True.
always involved,
Yeah. Self-worth, self-love, self-esteem is like the key three problems of
right?
women
And
worldwide.
most of them have some element of some person who would be in some role toxic narcissist in some form or the other. So this is the basic fundamental issue they come with. And now uh, so bringing them first to emotional stability, then from that basic emotional stability, so I will say first awareness, from awareness to clarity, from clarity to action points, to be able to understand कि clarity है अब मुझे क्या करना है out of this. Then when they map what they really want, bringing them to the point of courage, then from there to helping them become a little more resilient because problems आएंगे when they take action, so empowering them. And then once they achieve that little bit of emotional stability where they are able to draw their boundaries, they're able to love themselves, they're able to accept themselves without shame or guilt or fear, uh, that is where then I start helping them understand that without financial independence you're always going to have that chance to slip back into this ditch. So once you're emotionally stabilized, and once the person is emotionally stabilized, then I push them, or sometimes even simultaneously based on the need of the hour, help them to get independent financially. Because whether you're a man or a woman, I would say having your own sense of financial security, being your own, I would say, at least being able to survive happily and taking care of your own needs happily, you don't leave scope for anyone else, that dependency on someone else for at least that one aspect of life. And it's a very important aspect of life because it takes care of a whole lot of other stuff.
Right.
So so that has to happen in parallel, and depending on the situation and the case, either we work parallelly or one after the other, but both have to happen if a woman has to be strong and solid and independent and happy.
Beautiful. Perfect. What would you say to the people who come up with कमिंग आउट फ्रॉम द बिहेवियर थिंग कि बेसिक हैबिट्स के लिए कि हम जल्दी सो नहीं पा रहे हैं, जल्दी उठ नहीं पा रहे हैं, डेली वर्कआउट नहीं कर पा रहे, मेडिटेशन नहीं होता, रीडिंग नहीं होता, डिस्ट्रैक्शन बहुत है, जब बिकॉज इट इज द एरा ऑफ लिटरल डिस्ट्रैक्शन, वो सारे डिस्ट्रैक्शन हमने खुद ही क्रिएट किए हैं पर अब फंस गए. व्हाट वुड यू से टू दिस जनरेशन? और इनफैक्ट अब तो जनरेशन का भी नहीं, आई लिटरली सी आंटीज ऑन देयर फोन वॉकिंग एंड अंकल्स ऑन देयर लाइक कार्स एंड टू व्हीलर्स. सो अब जनरेशन तो बोल नहीं सकते क्योंकि सब फंस गए अब.
Correct. Now there are two, three things. One is habit formation. बहुत सारे लोग ये मिस्टेक करते हैं. Suddenly, कल से मुझे 4 बजे उठना है. हाँ, एकदम सडनली मैं हीरो, अब मैं 2 बजे तक नेटफ्लिक्स देख रही हूँ बट मुझे सुबह 4 बजे उठना. Now when you are setting a goal which is unbelievable for yourself also, मतलब अंदर
Yeah.
से आवाज आ रही है तुम झूठी हो.
नहीं हो. अनरियलिस्टिक.
Okay, there is a part of us which knows this is not doable, and trust me, all of us know it. All of us know it. There is a part of us which says ये तो गड़बड़ वाला है, ये नहीं हो सकता. But still we say नहीं नहीं करूँगी, मैं करूँगी, I will do it, I will do it. Now when you're going through this, I would say please listen to that inner voice and say अच्छा ठीक है, I can't do 4 o'clock. If I'm waking up at say 7, can I wake up at 6:55 tomorrow? Just start with 5 minutes before. And वो भी I promise you, you will snooze and sleep off only. But when you try 6:55 or 5 minutes earlier for 5 days or 10 days, slowly you
Hmm.
will start seeing that shift happen. Then you go another 5 minutes back and another 5 minutes, and slowly you set your cycle. Same thing with any kind of addiction. If you are having 14 cups of tea, suddenly next day you don't want to have any chai, it's not going to work. Reduce the 14 to maybe 12. And then slowly, slowly taper it down. Same thing with smoke or alcohol or anything. So baby steps help. And at the end of the day, you can do, like, I make my clients do a little bit of a celebration dance. So
Mm,
all of us have our own little way. So today, if
yeah,
I do what I did yesterday, it's reason for me to celebrate,
perfect.
right? The third thing which I do it a lot with my son. My son is a 10-year-old, so I can understand gaming and the temptations that come through. Now, every time you're tempted, I have this one theory. In life, you are always sacrificing. Okay? Choose what you want to sacrifice.
Mm, wow.
Okay? So if you are using your time, you have 3 hours of your time, and that time is invested in Netflix plus Reels plus YouTube. That time is getting sacrificed. तो हमें क्या है ना, जब तक sacrifice we see it as a very big thing. The relationship sometimes is getting sacrificed. जब आप रील देख रहे हो, आप अपने वाइफ से बात कर रहे हो क्या?
Very
So
powerful.
always I ask, my clients, my kid also, I ask him, what are you willing to sacrifice, and what you're sacrificing for this game, or this alcohol, or this reel, or this whatever you're doing, whatever is this amazing temptation, maybe amazing, but what is the cost you're paying, given this time, or given your health, given your body, given your mind, given your emotion? So what's the deal here? Because always in every situation you are giving up something for something else. So please understand what you're willing to sacrifice for that temptation, and when you understand that, slowly, it's a process. And always, when we do a lot of self talk with my clients. I ask them to think back, and I am sacrificing my sleep for the real. I'm sacrificing time with my spouse for the real. I'm sacrificing time with my child for the real. I'm sacrificing playtime. I'm sacrificing bonding. I'm sacrificing learning. I'm sacrificing my business. I'm sacrificing my work life. I'm sacrificing my money and promotion and salary and growth for this Netflix. Now you want to watch it? Please go ahead, watch it.
Wow. Oof. Mind blowing. Amazing. Loved it. Guys, you have to watch this whole podcast episode at least one more time क्योंकि स्पिरिचुअल हो चाहे प्रैक्टिकल लोग हो या साइकोलॉजी के स्टूडेंट्स हो या फिर एडिक्शन में फोबिया में फंसे हुए लोग हो हर एक के लिए बहुत कुछ है एंड दे आर वेरी प्रैक्टिकल एंड वेरी साइंस बैक टिप्स एंड दैट इज व्हाट आई लव द मोस्ट so like you said we met for a reason. I loved. Okay, so just the last bit advices for people. What is your morning and night routine? This is my inquisitive personal question. कि मैं literally जानना चाहती हूँ हर guest से. How does their morning start and how does their day end? The night
My
ends.
morning starts with Reiki, and most of the times I have my 5 a.m. batch. So मेरा 5 a.m. batch आता है. I have some of my Reiki students who like to do full body healing with me. So sometimes we have a full body healing batch where we cover all the 28 points. Sometimes we have just a 7 chakra or 11 chakra batch. But usually the 5 a.m. batch is for Reiki. Before that, अगर वो Reiki का batch नहीं होता, then make sure I wake up and I do my own
Okay.
uh,
Okay.
my
Sorry for interrupting. Just for the information of the people, this is for healing people for Reiki or teaching them Reiki.
um, these are my students or anybody who is already attuned. Reiki बिना attunement के नहीं हो सकता.
Okay.
If you are already attuned, an attuned Reiki channel, and you want to practice it, then you can join the 5 a.m. batch and practice it together. So बहुत सारे लोग ऐसे होते हैं where the chakras are blocked or they're struggling to complete their full body healing cycle. So a lot of my students do it very easily and effortlessly. Some of them do get stuck. So for those who need that little bit of accountability and push, they join the morning batch and they come and with me they do the full body healing. So because they know I'm sitting right here and we are committed to each other, and we are not going until it's done for that 1.5 hour. We do it together
Wow.
and complete that 21-day cycle. So they don't get stuck and they can move to the next level, because every level is a very empowering level. So I teach, that is a 20-hour module for level 1, and then further on, and there are different levels. So after I have taught, after the attunement has happened, or for anybody whose attunement has happened, they can come and just do it together. Sometimes we also do chanting and other things, mantra work and stuff.
Even if they are learning just for self healing, they still have to go through the whole process.
There is no have to in life. There is a choice. So if you choose and you want to heal deeper and you want to do it for yourself and you want to attract the better life, a life
Hmm.
that you desire or deserve, and you want it fast, I would say please do it. Either if you can do it yourself, I would say 100%. I don't like to be a crutch for anybody. This is only for people who are really struggling to do it on their own. खुद से कर रहे हैं और रुकावटें आ रही और नहीं हो पा रहा है, then you can come and complete the cycle along with me, so that you know that we are
Awesome.
committed. Because you know when I call in the morning and I say 5, I'm up 4:45, 5 o'clock, I'm up and I'm waiting for you. Of course, they will turn up.
Wow.
So that
Okay.
is my morning. Otherwise, I do, if that's not there, then I do my own healing work. Then I get on to my normal daily activities. And then rolling on with the day. Before I sleep, uh, I have my last activity is a nice deep chat with my son and my husband. If, you know, so we chat up a little bit before we sleep. Then we do gratitude. Then I activate Reiki and I go back to sleep. That's my
Wow.
end.
Amazing. ओके सो वन वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग क्वेश्चन कि जो यूडेमी यूट्यूब पर देख के सेल्फ हेल्प के हमारे जो गुरुज बन गए हैं दी हैशटैग इन्फ्लुएंसर्स so how reliable are they and what just are your thoughts about them?
Okay. Reliable, I will not be the right judge because we don't know them, right? We don't know. Everybody is, I believe, I would want to believe that everybody is doing always the best that they can with the best that they have.
True.
So in their own way, each one is honest, authentic, and reliable. They give what they have. Now, is it wrong? No, all the knowledge is correct. There's no problem there. But self-help is exactly that. Self-help. Self-help is not equal to healing.
Wow.
Okay. It is like this. आप रोड पे चल रहे हो, you're walking, and you suddenly you fall down and आपको चोट लगती है. तो आप क्या करोगे? You'll go to the chemist, you'll buy a band-aid, or maybe बहुत ज़्यादा deep है तो चलो, you'll buy Dettol or Savlon, you'll apply it, you'll put a ointment, and you'll seal it with them. This is self-help. ये आप कर सकते हो, no problem. Day to day life में जरूरत नहीं होती है beyond the band-aid. This is self-help. Please go ahead, do the Udemy, YouTube, and all the books. There's so many amazing books also. Now, instead of that, if you've had an accident, you've injured your leg and it's bleeding, will you put a band-aid? So when the hurt or the pattern or uh, the challenge that you have is a little deeper, then you know that this is not going to be possible by just self-help. Self-help उतना ही होता है कि हम उस situation को contain करें. But अगर if this is happening over and over or there are multiple issues happening, then there is something deep inside of us which needs healing. Then I would say for those issues, please go and see a professional therapist who is equipped. Right? When you have a heart attack, you don't say, I will pop a pill. You go to the cardiac surgeon and ask him, what's wrong with me? And he will do his best to help you. Similarly, for different kind of things, there are different kind of coaches and healers and mentors who are really expert in their field, who have spent years uh, understanding that particular challenge or issue, and they know exactly what to tweak where. So जिस चीज को करने को आपको शायद 10 साल लग जाए या 5 साल लग जाए या बहुत सारा टाइम लगे and still you not be able to put all the pieces together, they can just tweak it in maybe a couple of sessions. That is, I would say, far more rewarding because it sorts your mental, emotional, and trust me, if the mental and emotional life is balanced, it's a little more easier to manage your financial life also. Because if the mind and the emotion are not stable, then I see a lot of people going through other turmoils in other things also. रिश्तों में problem, finance में problem, conceiving में problem, बार बार miscarriage हो जाना. This is with a lot of women. So when the body, mind, and emotion are stabilized, a lot of other things become lot more easier. So if it's severe, please go ahead and find yourself a good coach, a good mentor, a good healer who can help you. अगर छोटी सी बात है तो please read a book or go to YouTube.
Perfect. So let's ending it with the numerology because we have another full blown episode lined up with it. But as a numerologist, आपके हिसाब से how much should we rely on numerology? कहाँ कहाँ इसको definitely use करते? Because I've seen it on jersey numbers and then mobile numbers, then logos, then business names, your name. So everything literally actually can be dominated. So what's your take on this?
Numbers are energy. I'm an energy healer, and I can understand when I look at numbers. Numbers are energy. They have a very, very strong vibrational frequency. And anything where there's a possibility of a number being there can be handled a little better with numerology.
Perfect.
Whether it's your personal life, it's your business, it's your relationships, it's your spouse match, ये होता है ना, matching your
Compatibility.
compatibility of business partners, compatibility of friendships and contracts, and your bank account number. A lot of people, account number comes down to a number which is not favorable for you. You're going to keep having money will keep flowing out.
Wow.
How are you going to manage it? How are you going to hold it? How are you going to use it for the good thing? होता है ना, पैसा आया और हॉस्पिटल में निकल गया.
Hmm.
So, mobile number, bank account number, your business numbers, everything. I have a client who comes every 3 months. He will launch a new product. तो प्रोडक्ट का ब्रांड नेम, उसका ब्रांड कलर, उसके साथ जो जुड़े हुए शेप्स हैं, like even shapes are numbers are also associated with shapes. So there's so much of depth to it. Anywhere where there is a name, a number, a color, or a shape associated, it's all very deeply connected. Vastu is the elements are deeply, numerology is based on that science as well. So I would say it works magically on many, many, many areas of your life. Use it as much as possible. अगर हमारे पास एक चॉइस होती है ना कि ये ट्राई करने से कुछ बेटर हो सकता है, I would say take it, grab it.
Perfect. Exactly my take on it. Like, do not discard anything without knowing or learning about it because
Yes.
it actually can be life transforming.
But there is a disclaimer. Please don't think कि आपका नंबर किसी ने चेंज किया तो you will not work hard. You have to work hard. Hard work is fundamental. Smart work plus hard work and effort in the right direction is important no matter what your number is. So
Wow.
please have that in mind. Be consistent, put in efforts, work towards your dreams and your goals, and use the power of numbers to enhance it.
Perfect. Another bulb on ending with a bang. Thank you so much for this amazing, amazing podcast episode. I personally learned a lot of things और मेरे खुद के बहुत सारे टेकअवेज हैं. मैं फिर से देख के प्रॉपर नोट्स बना के मैं खुद भी कमेंट में करूंगी. So I expect you all to do the same. Make proper notes, type them on the comment section, and just post them. अगर कोई query है or you want to connect with this amazing person, links will be updated in the description. एंड न्यूमरोलॉजी में अगर आप इंटरेस्टेड हो बिकॉज आई थिंक शायद ही कोई होगा कि जो नंबर से अट्रैक्ट नहीं होता होगा सो उसके लिए वी हैव अनदर फुल फ्लेजेड एपिसोड कमिंग रियली सून ऑन 7th. So watch out for that. So Delna ma'am, how was your experience of this podcast? And
I thoroughly enjoyed it, and you really have a whole wide variety of questions. So I think you touched upon so many different topics. It was really, truly a joy to be part of this and share little tidbits wherever I could. And I look forward to many more.
वो परफेक्ट परफेक्ट सो इसीलिए मैंने थोड़ा थोड़ा सब जगह टच कर दिया. एक तो मैंने क्यूरियोसिटी बना दी और दूसरा की चांस नहीं छोड़ना है. And then we'll definitely dive deeper into the advanced topics because you have so much to offer to the world. And I think we have a responsibility now. So we'll definitely come up with more amazing things. And thank you so much for your amazing presence and awesome knowledge. And yeah, बहुत सारे बलबॉन्स थे. So thank you so, so much for this. Looking forward to learn a lot from you.
Thank you for having me here, Ayushi, and thank you to all the lovely viewers. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Do share it with anyone who's interested in any of these topics and let the knowledge flow.